So, I recently broke the screen of my Samsung. Shoot, I don't think you're going to be able to see that with the LCD on. Let me see. It's pretty shattered. Dropped it at work, cement floor. It's not a Galaxy, it's a J3, but it's the same process for mostly all phones. I only broke the screen, the digitizer still works, but the process to replace the glass is actually like a 2.5 hour process and requires way more hundreds of dollar tools that you can't afford, nor can I. So it was cheaper. I hate a ripoff, so I wasn't going to one of these universal wirelesses or something and paying $150+ to have my screen fixed when the phone's not even really worth that much money. Not to me, anyway. So, got the screen, replacement screen on eBay with the digitizer for 40, not over 45. It was like $42 or something like that. Really good deal. Came to me in like a week. So I'm going to attempt to show you how to do this because it's actually really easy to replace the whole digitizer and the screen. If you were just to replace the glass, you would have to have a heat plate because the screen has to be consistently hot, like almost too hot to the touch for you to even remove the broken shards of glass off of it, which you can either buy one of those special tools or use like a playing card and slip it under the broken pieces of glass. It literally takes just an hour just to get the glass off. Then you have to buy some special type of alcohol to get the rest of the residue from the glue off of it. And then after that, you have to put UV glue on it, put the new screen on it, which actually the glass only costs like $8.99 on Amazon. So I was so hyped to do that, but actually, yeah, I don't have that to do. I don't have a heat plate. I did buy a heat gun, which only cost me about $14.99 on Amazon. But you would need the heat plate if you were going to do the glass because it has to be consistently kept at that temperature. You would be here all day with this, and I don't even, it gets up to like 300 degrees, I guess, but I don't think it would be adequate to do the glass, and I wasn't going to start and not be able to finish and ruin my digitizer in the process and then have to buy the whole thing anyways. So I just bought the whole thing because this is literally like probably a 20-minute or less process. Anyways, less talking, more doing. So I take the back cover off of the phone. This little area right here has to come off. It's a little cover. That is where the screen and digitizer plug in to the board of the phone. So I pop that off. You could use that tip of a knife or something. I just used a flathead small screwdriver. So that is the plug. And basically, if you got fingernails, or you can use that same tool to just separate that plug. Comes off really easy. That is the plug unplugged. So you want to test the new screen first because you can't trust anybody buying anything online anymore, especially eBay. So plug this in to make sure that it works before I start disassembling my phone. So I just put the new plug from the new digitizer into that plug. I'm gonna press my home button because I haven't taken my battery out, and that's the new screen that's working. Make sure all the touch works. All good. Okay, so turn that back off. Unplug this. You have to be very careful with this ribbon too. Bends aren't really going to hurt it, but if you rip it, crack it, it's like a circuit board. It's going to be useless. So, got that done. Okay, so we tested the screen, it works. Now what we're going to do is we have to heat up just around the outside of the screen. That's because there's an adhesive that attaches the digitizer and screen to the phone, And then after that, you could just stick a little tool. I'm going to use a razor blade because I don't have anything special, into this little gap around the screen, and it's going to pop right out. So the heat tool, Amazon, it's an electronic heat tool, $14.99. Sounds like a complicated ass hair dryer, but it's a lot hotter. So yeah, I'm just going all the way around the outside of the screen until it's almost too hot to the touch. I'm just touching the edge as I go around until it gets where it feels too hot for me to keep my finger on it for more than about 3 seconds. Try to get a corner that's not so cracked. Might work better for me. Here we go. Stiff piece of cardboard. Okay, so you see, I'm starting to get it separated here. See the digitizer underneath? They both have to come out together, so. If I would have known this screen was going to come off this easy, because actually my digitizer is still attached. I did crack it a little bit though getting it off, so I guess it's good either way. But yeah, they were talking about all kinds of adhesive and stuff. I don't even see a glue on this, so I could have probably saved myself the $40 and just bought the $8.99. But I've seen it done on the Galaxy. They didn't have just the screen tear down or the glass tear down for this phone when I looked it up. So I ended up just buying the whole thing because the Galaxy teardown looked really difficult. There was a lot of glue and mess and hours of time. I feel like I need a little bit more heat because that digitizer doesn't want to come out in the middle yet. So I'm going to put the heat gun back on it. So I guess you do need to go in the center too, not just the edges, because the center is what's still stuck. It's hot. There's this little piece of the digitizer touch screen that doesn't want to come off, so. Alright, good. The rest of the glass off of my push buttons here. Okay. This is the home button. It does just pop right out on its own because it just sets in here and the screen goes over it. So that will fall out. Be careful not to lose that. So that's what we're looking at. And that is what your new digitizer screen is going to attach to. New. There's this little thing that will peel around the sides because that is an adhesive around there. Same thing with the digitizer. This blue cover is a sticker you have to remove. So, going to get plugged in. So the ribbon, see here, that is going to attach in the back where I showed you, has to fit through this hole. So what I do is I bend it back first. I stick that through the slot. It's out the back now, see? And, oh, almost forgot my home button. Just gotta get that lined up right with this home button. Easiest way, I guess, is to stick it through the screen first. Oh, and try to keep it in there. Don't you just love my tutorials? Okay. And I'm just pressing all along the sides nice and tight to make sure my adhesive is sticking. It was really just so easy, you don't even know. Okay, that in there nice. I will be putting tempered glass on this now so it doesn't happen again, and I got a case. Plug it in. Put my cover back over the plug. Don't break the tabs off in the process. So we have our screen back on, and I put the battery back in. Don't know what I did with my back cover right this moment. Oh, here we go. Good as new. Boom. If you don't feel confident enough to do it on your own, I'm a beast. I don't give a fuck. I'm not paying no money. I'm my own mechanic, my own phone technician. You can come over. I'll show you how to do it. I'll help you if you get stuck. Or maybe you can't come over. Creepers. But throw me a little tip, I'll do it for you. Like I said, eBay, $40 for the screen. My money's still in the bank, my bills are paid, and I did not buy a new phone or take it to Universal Wireless to get screwed and ripped off. Peace.